Like,
and I feel like if you don't feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, with your boys, like it's always easier, you know what I'm saying, to talk to a woman. You feel me? Like whether it's for real, seriously, like men are always more comfortable.
What type,
like speaking to a woman about your feelings. Like it doesn't always have to be a girl you dealing with. It could simply be like your sister, your mom, your auntie, your godmom. You know what I'm saying? Like
they definitely gonna give you a different type of love.
A different type of love is gonna, you know what I'm saying? You gonna feel comfortable.
You talk to your
and that's why y'all need girlfriends, man.
No, that
is Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out?
So one of the questions I've been getting a lot on Instagram and people telling me what to talk about is what makes a man? So in y'all opinion, what do y'all think makes a man? I know you had a lot to say, so what do you think? Don't laugh now, nigga.
I feel like a man is just somebody, you know what I'm saying, of substance. Somebody who has morals, principles, something that he stands on. A man is a person who has a foundation, and also a man is someone who also submits to someone higher above him. And for me, I feel like I submit to God. So like, in order to be a man, I consider you have to submit to a higher power, and my higher power happens to be God. So a man, a person of morals, principles, and a person who submits to a higher power.
But wait, does that mean so if you're an atheist, you can't be a man?
I feel like, you could. If you have morals and principles or something you stand on, you know what I'm saying, you take care of your responsibilities.
That's a good point for sure. I think it's definitely being responsible. Like being a man and part of growing up, you know, in my experiences has been, prioritizing, being responsible, being accountable, standing on my word, doing what I say. I feel like those are some of the things that has went into it. And obviously, I'm not full. And I'm not done, growing. I feel like that's another big part of it too. Like you said, what I took from what you said was like you can be a leader, but you also can be a follower, and understanding that you still have to work on yourself, and you're not complete, and there's always things you can improve on. I think that's a big part of being a man is understanding that you're not always right. You're not always going to do the right thing, and your opinion is not always the best. Definitely taking care of your responsibilities, standing on your word, things of that nature. I feel like is important to being a man.
Yeah, and I wanted to add on to that. Like, I don't think being a man has anything to do with. To a certain degree, it does have something to do with your age. Like, obviously, you can't be a child and be a man. But
right. Yeah,
I feel like once you're old enough to have that responsibility and have that ability to dictate what's going on, not necessarily dictate what's going on in your life, but control what you can control and move yourself and the people around you in the right direction in terms of leading them, and then also following like mentors and leaders of that nature. I feel like that really doesn't have an age cap on it,
right.
In terms of, because some people can be really mature at the age of 16, but then I also feel like being in college, someone who didn't go to college, who's my same age, is probably much more mature than I am, because of the fact that not only was I was in college,
real
experiences,
but not only that I was in college, but the fact that I'm on scholarship, I'm an athlete. I really thought about this as an athlete, as a scholarship athlete. There's so much stuff that they do, almost baby you with. Like, they literally make your eye appointments. If you need an eye appointment, they make your health appointments. You get sick, you show up to them and they treat you. They give you medicine. They tell you where to go to pick it up. They pay for almost everything outside of even academic stuff, just like everyday checkups and things like that. And they really stay on top of you for a schedule of doing certain things, getting physicals, getting flu shots. They bring everything into one easy package and bring it to you, when in real life you have to go and get all these things.
Yeah, I think another thing. Well, I got two things to say. I heard you say something about being a leader. I think that's part of being a man, the type of man I want to be. I think that's a big part of it, being a leader, being able to lead people, and
set a strong example.
Yeah, you feel me? I think that's important to being a man. But damn, I lost my train of thought.
I got y'all. I ain't speaking on it yet. Y'all said a lot of things, and a couple of different things that each of y'all said popped out to me. One, I think a big part of being a man is prioritizing, because I feel like as a man you have to know what is important to you and what's truly important to you, and not what other people say is important or what other people think is important. And knowing that for yourself and being able to live a life that follows that way, that's part of being an adult, being a man. That's one thing. Another thing too, I agree with you saying that you have to submit to a higher power. That's part of just being humble and knowing that this is bigger than you. But I also feel like family is an aspect of it, like being a sense of a family, even not just your blood related personal family, even us just day to day, like knowing that it's bigger than you. I have to do my job because you count on me, because you count on me, because you count on me. So having other people to hold you accountable, I feel like that's important. But I feel like just as a man, I think it's definitely necessary to have those kind of conversations and do those kind of things. Kind of lost my train of thought a little bit, but you know.
Nah, back to the age thing though. Like, age is just a number. You know what I'm saying? Age is really just a number. Like, somebody.
Age is a number?
Bro, what are you trying to get at, bro? What are you trying to get at, bro? Like, a male can be 30 years old, but still
be a boy,
be a boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you 30 years old doesn't make you a man. And just because that you 21 doesn't make you a boy. You know what I'm saying? So,
I feel like
experiences.
that's what I'm about to say. But I feel like what makes you a man is not the experiences, but the way you react to those experiences, and what you take from it, and what you able to do with those things that you know what I'm saying.
I was getting ready to say it's a decision.
Yeah.
Like you gotta decide to wake up every day and live your life a certain type of way.
That go back to your morals and principles.
And I was talking to, it's funny, I was having a conversation, something similar to this, with one of my friends the other day, and he was just saying to have that conscious in your head, that's when you know when you're a man, when you listening to that voice in the back of your head telling you
bro, it's a great point. You don't know why, like, I feel like
not just out here doing stuff.
But I feel like I've been like grown like a man since I was like 10 years old. Like that's when my dad left, and that's when I had the realization that I had to do a lot of stuff on my own. Like although I had my mom in my life, like I never really felt like I always had this sense of pride that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She a woman, she shouldn't have to like guide me in such a way. Like I always felt like,
and not even to say that single mothers aren't strong enough, because my mom is just as strong, but there's certain things that a mother can't teach you as a man that you gonna have to learn for yourself if your father not in your life.
And what's crazy, like I even told my dad, like at this point we had a conversation and I was telling him like he was trying to basically rekindle the relationship, but I'm like, at this point in my life I'm already not necessarily figured everything out, but I've gotten to a place where
you know you don't need
what I'm saying,
nobody,
my program, it's not necessarily that I don't need nobody, but the way I've done things has put me in a great position. If you really look at my life in totality and where I came from and what I've been through, I look at it like whatever I've been doing, I'm gonna keep doing it just because that's what I'm used to now and it's working. I don't want to throw it off by taking.
That's what I meant by that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't mean you don't need nobody in your life. What I mean is, at the end of the day, you know that you've relied on yourself to get you to this point so far. So you're the person that is going to keep you going.
Right, exactly.
Not that other people don't play a factor in it, but you're not out searching for.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say. Like, I feel like a man got to be independent.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask that. Yeah. So independent in terms of not needing to rely on people, because I feel like sometimes people have this false reality that just because you're a man doesn't mean you can't lean on other people or ask people for help.
I think that's part of being a man, knowing when you can't do things on your own.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That's accountability. Like you can't take on the whole world.
That's like you can't. I feel like a lot of times people get being a man mixed up with being tough. Like you don't always gotta be this hard rock shell type of person and be considered a man.
You don't want to be.
You feel me? Like
trick you out your position.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like you definitely gotta be self aware and understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, you're not always right. Like we need one another.
And I feel like as a man, like it's also part of being a man is being able to express your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Express how you feel. Like that is part of being a man. That don't mean, you know what I'm saying, you feminine. It's a part of being a man, expressing your feelings.
Expressing your feelings and understanding your feelings is also important, but I will say there is a time that I feel like as a man that you need to keep emotions out of things.
That's what society wants you to think.
No. With business,
you can't be emotional.
For example, like somebody mess you over, I can't say the certain word, but somebody you over in business,
Mm-hmm.
you might feel some type of way about it. You might feel personally about it. But if you go and react out of anger or out of spite,
Time and place.
you feel me? You can't.
Business is
You gotta,
business.
I feel like as a man, you gotta sometimes know to keep your emotions out of it. And always think level headed in order to be successful, because you want to crash out.
And
Basically, like every action don't deserve.
And one
to be
topic,
Exactly.
yeah, and one topic I want to add though is like just to announce to the public, like for a man, sometimes the way men deal with their emotions, they go inward first. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
As a man, so like as females, like y'all always, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say we're arguing, you want to like get me to express how I feel, but if it just happened, I have to go inward first before I go outward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a man, that's why men have like their man caves. You know what I'm saying? They go down there, they go inward. We process our emotions, process our feelings, process our thoughts, what we thinking about, and then we can express. So we can't literally just express it on the spot. We go inward first, self-evaluate, then
I
express.
swear that's
feel
the
like-
biggest thing. Girls be thinking if you say I don't know, that's,
Yeah.
oh, he don't want to really tell me, or sometimes we really don't know. Like,
No, I feel like you should. I feel like that's something that everyone should do in terms of when they're interacting with either even the opposite sex or the same sex. You should always not act on
Before you
emotion.
speak.
Yeah, because that's something that's big with like me and my girlfriend. Before, if you feel some type of way about something, you don't necessarily, and you don't want to talk about it in that moment, you got to give somebody the space to be ready to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because when you start pushing it and trying to pull it out of somebody, that's when people say stuff they don't really mean, or something can come off the wrong way, and that creates an even bigger issue. So like me and my girlfriend, when it's sometimes like she don't feel like talking about something, and I really want to talk about something, and you just got to give them their space. Obviously, you want to hear about it in the now, but you just got to sometimes just know that waiting and allowing that stuff to settle down and digest will make for a better communication and make for a better situation and outlook in the future.
simpler way to put that, I got a quote. I don't remember it exactly, but it's like, if you try to talk about something while you're mad, y'all gonna work from two different perspectives. Like y'all are gonna be going against each other. But it's like, if you give it that
Both of y'all
time,
talking
yeah.
and not neither one of y'all listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all just gonna
Hearing
be
each other, but y'all
against
not
each other. Yeah, but then y'all not working through the problem together. Y'all working at it from two different sides. But then if you do give yourself that time to cool off, give it a night, come back, talk about it the next day, whatever, then it's like y'all are more likely to be willing to work with each other. Like,
I feel like
I hear that. Yeah. No, you good.
I feel like one of the big things for me is like realizing the reason, like I'm nonchalant, and you know a lot of people say that's not a good thing, but I really don't feel that way because like you said, you got to calm down and really think, and you know what I'm saying, process what's going on, and then your initial reaction would be completely different than what you know what I'm saying, do after you sit there and think about it, like because everything is not as bad as it seems.
It
like
seems like.
nothing really is that serious because one thing about life is going on with or without you. Like people die every day. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people got all type of stuff going on.
Even
People-
college, like,
Yeah.
especially us as athletes, you be here with somebody for 4 years, you wake up the next morning, they gone.
You feel me? Like everything
Yeah.
is temporary, bro. So you can't really like you gotta live in the moment, but you also gotta understand that like nothing is as good as it seems and nothing is as bad as it seems. But somewhere in between, reality falls. Like that's what my coach used to tell me whenever we was going through some adversity in high school. Like when we'll lose a game or something. Even when we won, like don't get too high, don't get too low on anything because nothing is really that serious. Like you gonna forget about it, or you know what I'm saying, you gonna wake up
Something
one
gonna
day and not
rise
feel the
tomorrow.
same way about it. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying. That's like I think accountability is a big thing, which is why I kind of like try to watch what I say to people and how I come off because you got to be accountable to your actions. And if you like snap in a moment just because you know what I'm saying something didn't go your way, or you know what I'm saying you felt some type of way about something, that reaction and I mean not that reaction, but the way you made that person feel or the way you carried the situation, they not gonna forget that. You know, a lot of times people don't really like. I seen something yesterday. It was like Albert Einstein. He wrote like
forget what you
Yeah.
say, but they're not gonna forget
no,
how
like
you feel.
he wrote it was
10 math
multiplication
problems.
problems. He wrote 10 in a row. It was like 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3, all the way down to 10. And then the last one he messed up. And then the class like basically
Laughed at
clowned him for it. But they didn't talk about the good stuff he did.
Yeah,
like
they
all
remember the
the
bad.
other 9 was correct. Nobody said anything about that. So like you got to really like realize that people want you to mess up.
Yeah.
Like people
They waiting for you to mess up.
for you to mess up. So you can't give nobody that opportunity because once you do something, it's done. Like everything I just said, right, just what I just said is over. I can't take it back. Regardless if we don't put the video out, you still heard what I said. So if I'm giving off this wrong perception of like or anything type of like that, perception is reality. So whatever people think about you, that's how they're gonna feel about you. Even if, you know what I'm saying, that's not really you. It was just a weak moment.
But look,
so you gotta really think before you do.
Yes, that's very true too. But also, I think another part of being a man and being like, I guess, just independent is being able to stand on what you're saying, even if everybody goes against how you feel.
Right.
But if that's truly how you feel, don't just give that in just because everybody else not rocking with it. Like, stand on how you feel.
But that's why I say you got to think before you do, because
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you say it, you got to make sure what you saying is what you want to be felt. Like, you got to make sure it's the right thing. Like, you can't, even if they don't agree with it, make sure they know that they got exactly what you were saying. Don't say it in a way that they can break it up and dissect what you said, and you know what I'm saying, make sure you come correct. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And I ain't saying let society dictate what you got going on, but make sure what you saying is what you want to say.
Yeah. And what you said is so true, because I remember when I was in high school, I didn't have near the amount of confidence that I have right now. And even in middle school, high school, that amount of time when I was like a really tall, awkward dude, and I used to play video games. I used to play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I used to play Pokemon cards, all that stuff. And I used to see all the people who was out during the time of the jerking and the Dougie and all that stuff. And all the girls and stuff were thinking that was cool. All the stuff I was doing was like, you're a nerd, all that stuff. So, and I used to always think, I was like, man, should I change who I am to try and act like those people? And then I feel like as I got older, I just got more confident in who I was. And it don't matter. You can be friends with people who like different things and not have to change yourself. Yeah. Like me and Tuck, for example, we got a similar sense of humor, but there's a lot of stuff we do not agree upon, and with a lot of stuff we do differently. But us both being young men, and still like finding ourselves and stuff like that, we're fine being close friends and playing around and joking around and being cool with each other, even knowing that there's some things we don't agree on, and being able to know that everyone isn't going to think like you.
Yeah.
Everyone
that was the reason why, like, I feel like we got so close to each other, because I feel like we both accepted. Like, we was always, I want to say, we was different, like, from everybody else. I feel like we always had some conflict going on with the coaches or whatever, just because I feel like our effect on people was like, it was contagious. Like, a lot of people struggle with being themselves. Like you were saying, like, a lot of people are still in that phase of, I don't know if I want to be me or go with the crowd. And I feel like when you see somebody that don't care what nobody think, because that's really what we all want. We want to do. We want to be able to express ourselves and be accepted in society. But we feel like we'll be getting judged. And I feel like what stood out to me about you was like you just didn't care. Like, and I get on your ass about it all the time. But it's out of love though. Like, I already know you like all that type of love, whatever you know. But I don't. But you my man just because you a real. Like, you stand on what you believe in. You are who you are, and I love that about you. And that's probably why we are how we are. Like,
and that will definitely make you.
That
will definitely make you respect somebody more. Like, I feel like if it's somebody that played on the band, like the marching band, like if he wake up 6 a.m. every day on that band camp, every single day. My bad.
Strong man.
If he on that all day, every day, I respect that more than somebody who a football player but only halfway in is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because like you half stepping, but if whatever you doing, if you all the way in that, like you gotta respect that.
Yeah, it's funny because when you hear older people talk, it's really they always talk about do what you want to do. It'll be more fun. Yeah, like you might think being cool because you hang out with a certain group or do what other people think is cool. It's fun, but it's not fun. In the end run, you'll have more fun being yourself and then finding people who are like you for what you're doing.
Yeah, and the only person you gonna have to be with for the rest of your life every day is the person in the mirror. So that's the opinion that matters the most. Don't forget that.
Yeah, man.
And not even just finding people who like you, but like I said, between like me and you. But that's really how all of us is. Really, like
push you, make you better.
We similar in some ways, but we got a lot of differences. Like my closest homeboy, y'all know Wayne. Like them boys, they like to go out. Like that's what they do. Like they go to the club, they party. But I don't be on that at all. But like we still kick it, we still here. Like I feel like you just gotta. You right. Like you just gotta find the people who.
That's good for balance too.
Yeah.
Like. It's always good. We got guys like this around us here. Wash your car, change your tire, mow your lawn, cut your hair. then
Real
everything.
hustler, man.
But I'm saying it's
Won't
good like
stop
that because
shop.
that keep your mind open.
Nah, I think that you making a good point, and I think that
Keeping
go
a good
back to
circle.
being a man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
picking your
putting the
circle
people
wisely.
around you. That's what I'm saying, on the same type of mission as you. That's going in the same direction as you. Not necessarily doing the exact same thing, but in the big picture of where we trying to get to as men. I feel like that's a huge.
That's what makes a
thing.
man having goals.
Yeah.
I'm saying having the people around you that
Yeah,
also
help
have
you
goals
achieve those
like
goals.
you,
Yeah.
that you can learn from, and because I don't know who said this to me, but they was like, if you the best in the room or you the smartest in the room, you shouldn't be in there. Not necessarily saying that you just you best.
Boy, if you don't.
To homeboys or something like that, but you should always be looking to put yourself around other people who's trying to go in that same direction. as you.
Or even in a different direction. Just
I get what you're
in
saying.
the grand scheme of things.
You don't gotta be doing the same thing
Yeah.
as me, but you just
gotta
gotta
be
be
on
wanting
something.
Yeah,
You want
On
something in
something.
life.
but
Yeah.
giving it your all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna respect it.
Definitely your approach.
Yeah.
That's
And I feel like you can just learn from other people, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's journey is different. So
Yeah.
the way he moving towards his goal, I can pick some
Yeah,
and add it
definitely.
to my goal, you know what I'm
Definitely.
saying?
You just can't have no vampires around you, man. No
Yeah.
energy drainers, man. Keep people that keep you.
Energy vampires.
Yeah.
But now, when you guys be back on the topic of emotions and how that correlates with being a man, so do you guys feel comfortable talking about how you're feeling with people?
I feel like
around you, like people in your circle, like getting emotional with the people in your circle about things that you're going through.
I feel like it's always good to, you know what I'm saying, find somebody who you could talk to, because if you keep going, like I said, as a man, we go internally. You know what I'm saying?
Bottle it up.
So if you keep going in, you giving at any point in time to just snap, and that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like if you are going through something, you know what I'm saying, I might talk to Wes about something that I might not talk to Tuck about.
Yeah,
I might talk to Tuck about something I might not talk to Wes about. You know what I'm saying? That's what's good to have people around you who understand who you are and you understand who they are, to where like, okay, I could bring this to him. He might be the best person to give me this advice. I could bring this to him. He might just be a great listener who says nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could be able. He might be somebody who gives me advice. I could be able to. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I feel like
it really goes back to your circle to really.
I feel like that's one of my issues. Like, I love y'all to death, but I don't tell y'all a lot of stuff that's going on. Like, I don't know. That's something I definitely got to work on. Though.
And I feel like a
it
woman
come
too.
with time though. I feel like everybody different.
But you know what I realized too, bro? And it's crazy how, like, not even just my small immediate circle, just either other people on the team in the locker room that I'm not even necessarily that close to, you might mess around and say something that's on your mind.
Yeah.
Whole time they going through the whole same thing as you, but you might think, oh, like, I'm the only one going through this, I'm the only one dealing with this. But just you putting it out there, that's a sense of relief when everybody else like, but I'm dealing with the same problem. I have this going on too, this is going on too. So I feel like part of a man is also not the tough guys. Like, you don't always got to be the biggest, more macho guy. Like, the real big dog gonna be the one who get it out there, get it off his chest, so he could go on about his day, go on about his mind. Like,
And I feel like if you don't feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, with your boys, like, it's always easier, you know what I'm saying, to talk to a woman. You feel me? Like, whether it's for real, nah. Seriously, like, men are always more comfortable.
What type? Like, I don't
Speaking
know,
to a woman about your feelings, like, bro, like, if you going through some family issues,
Probably not-
like,
I thought he was talking about pillow talking for a second.
nah, like, if you going through some family issues, you know what I'm saying, like, you can confide in a woman, like, they are more so nurturers
You
and
might be
caretakers,
right.
you
That
know
might
what
be
I'm
something
saying?
else I got to work on. But I ain't
You know what I'm
never
saying? So
really
like, if you really, but like, it doesn't always have to be a girl you're dealing with. It could simply be like your sister, your mom, your auntie, your godmom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They definitely gonna give you a different type of love.
a different type of love is going. You know what I'm saying? You gonna feel comfortable.
You talk to your
And that's
female
why
friend.
y'all need girlfriends, man.
No, that it's
But mental health is something that it's funny because like when you mental health is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What? I didn't even hear what you said.
Yeah, what you?
What?
Yeah. Now look at you. Uncomfortable. All right, so when you start to take mental health and take like an initiative towards bettering your mental health, I feel like that's a good thing. I know that a lot of tough guys want to say like, oh, mental health, you just suck it up and all this and all that. But like, I feel like when you really start to focus on it in terms of how can you better deal with your emotions in certain situations and not let things get the better of you, I feel like it makes you a better person to acknowledge it. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to let the bad things that happen to you, because bad things happen to everyone, and they still go through life.
That's what you have to realize.
I'm not saying that you should let the bad things happen and dwell on them and be like, oh, my life sucks, poor me. No, but you should acknowledge that even though bad stuff does happen to everyone, what happened to you it can still be a bad thing. Because just because someone else is going through something worse doesn't mean what you're going through is not bad as well. So like, while you got to know that worse things are happening to other people, just don't let that invalidate how you're feeling about your certain situation.
And one point I do have, like, as a man, don't be afraid to utilize like a counseling center or a counselor. Like, you're not weak because you did that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes real strength to walk in that counseling office and actually sit there and be like, yo, like, I need somebody to talk to. Like, that takes real strength. Like, you're being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? You're not weak for doing that.
Yeah, I didn't have that kind of strength. I got forced into counseling, but I will say,
I've done it.
I've been to counseling.
I got forced into
2 words, bro. I can't talk to no stranger.
I got forced into counseling, but it was actually fun because it's someone who, for the most part, they don't judge you and they don't know your situation. Yeah. So they're really coming from an extremely unbiased point of view. Because when you talk to your friends, they're more likely to be on your side. Yeah. Your significant other talks to their friends, they're more likely to be on their side. Yeah. And you shouldn't always try and be around yes men. You should try and talk to people who are going to challenge
that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I wasn't finished, Wesley. You should. I'll let you go. But you shouldn't just hang around. You shouldn't hang around yes man.
No.
Let's go clip. Keep going.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't hang around yes man. You should just talk to people. Not saying you have to go to counseling. I'm just saying from my personal experience, it was fun. I went like 2 or 3 times with the same woman, and it was fun to see someone else's point of view and see whether or not what I was saying was valid, or if I was just.
Hold up, you went to regular therapy or couples therapy?
Regular, it was just me.
I thought you
I said I went with a woman. Like the therapist was a woman.
Okay, I thought you were saying like you went with a woman.
They said Trouble in Paradise.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't like the way you said that. I ain't gonna. But yeah, that's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Wes, thank you for coming through. Julio, thank you. Tuck, thank you guys for coming through. If you guys have any more questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section, or follow me on Instagram and send them. You can DM me questions and stuff like that. I'll have everyone's Instagram and social medias in the bio. But if you liked it, make sure you like, subscribe. Adios.